realized that I was missing all summer from Toastmasters. But I promise I have a good reason for my absence. You see, I spent my summer in Southeast Asia. So what did I do all summer? That's the question I've been getting from everyone, and that's a very broad question to answer. But this morning I'm hoping to give you a quick snapshot of my summer in 5 minutes. So hang on. I went with a group this summer to Southeast Asia. The group is called Cafe 1040. And we had 2 main goals. The first goal, learn how to live on the other side of the world. We were learning so we could do this in the future, preparing to be able to live in another culture. And number 2, build relationships with the people that we meet so we will be able to share with them the truth of Jesus. If you've lived in the States all your life, as I have, then you're used to our food, our culture, our language, and our way of life. The Asian way of life is different. They're very open. We found this out first through our neighbors. Our neighbors would drop by unexpectedly. They don't plan the way we plan. And in order for me to be a good neighbor, I had to reciprocate. They would always drop by and bring us fruit. And so it's easy for me to remember when I walk by their house in the afternoon, oh, I need to bring fruit to their house when I come by. The problem is, in the afternoon, the market is closed. So it took me all summer to remember in the morning when I went to the market, I need to buy fruit from my friends so I can take it to them this afternoon. But by the end of the summer, they can possibly had it down. Because we also speak different languages, communicating clearly and creatively became very important. How would you explain that you want to buy flour to the lady at the market without using words? Our leaders, to their credit, did tell us the word for flour, but we forgot it. So when we went to the market, we started using motions of, cook with it, trying to explain without using words, you still talk, but with motions of what we were trying to buy. Needless to say, we realized that was not the best way to do it, because we ended up buying something that we think was cornstarch. The next time, however, we wisened up a bit, and we brought a small bag with us that had a little bit of flour in it, and learned that show and tell works much better than charades. My personal goal this summer actually had to do with communicating. I want to learn how to communicate with people of a different culture, different language, and different background religiously. None of them had ever heard of Jesus. How to communicate with them the truth. And how do you do that? You sit on the bus with people? Where do you start? It was a very, very big question for me that I thought about all summer. And our goal of building relationships fit right into this question. We met some very sweet ladies who lived around the corner from our house. And they owned a little shop there, and we found out that they sold yogurt. And we liked yogurt. And we wanted to get to know them. So we visited very often. And they became like our Asian mothers. When we came by, they would pull out stools, command us to sit down, no matter where we were going, and they would begin to feed us free yogurt and other things, and they would give us stuff, and they would want to talk, even though we couldn't speak the same language. But they could help us with learning their language. So we would take our homework to them, they would read the words out loud for us, then they would have us repeat them, and they'd laugh at us when we said it completely wrong, but they were patient, and they would teach us how to say things correctly. I learned from our yogurt ladies that showing love is one of the best ways to share the truth with people, and you don't have to speak their language to be able to love. We cooked dinner for them as well, because we wanted to have them over before we left. And we brought them over to our house, and we cooked a beef and vegetable stir fry. We were excited about it. They showed up, sat down, and they were excited too until we realized that they were vegetarians. They ate the noodles, and they didn't eat the meat or the vegetables. But they couldn't let it in there. They said, we have to have you over to our house. And so before we left, they cooked for us the best meal we had eaten all summer. So this summer I learned a lot. I learned how to live in a place very different than my home. I learned how to love people who are the same, but at the same time are different. In the middle of this, I learned about who I am. I learned about my role in this world and how I fit in. I realized, okay, I have a role, but God doesn't need me there. He chooses me and puts me in those places. He doesn't need me to be here. He doesn't need me to be in Asia, but he wants me to be serving him wherever that is. So, what now? I've been back for 3.5 weeks, and I love being at home, and I love being with my family, but my heart's still in Asia, and I want to go back. I love people, I love the culture, and there is a need there. And I feel that I've been equipped now to be able to meet that need. And honestly, the real reason that I want to go back is because I realize that my home is supposed to be wherever I can best make Christ known. And for me right now, that's in Asia.